Some of Italy's most exciting red wines are made from a relatively unknown grape called Aglianico. I love these wines because they're full-bodied with rich rustic tannins, yet have bright acidity and complex minerally finishes. Hi, I'm Nathan Wesley, Wine Spectator's lead taster on the wines of southern Italy. And with me today to talk about Aglianico is Antonio Capaldo, president of Feudi di San Gregorio, one of the top wineries in Campania. Antonio, Aglianico excels in Campania, especially the mountainous Irpinian region. How does Aglianico match up with the region's soil and climate?
Now, Irpinia is in the central part of Campania. Is, as you said, very mountainous and naturally rich. Rich in soils because it's volcanic for several volcano eruptions in 2 or 3 millennia ago. And then it's particularly rich also in climate because of the strong temperature gaps between winter and summer, also between night and day. This richness is totally translated into the wine, and Aglianico is probably among the varietals, the native varietals that we have, the richest in nature.
The Rubrato is an excellent introduction to Aglianico. How would you describe the grape's general characteristics?
Aglianico is a grape that has a very strong structure, which is the reproduction of our land, our territory, somehow also our history. Rubrato expresses this very clearly. First of all, there is the strength of the fruit. The second characteristic that is very evident is this minerality that comes from the volcanic soil. These two elements are key to understand the Aglianico, in particular in Irpinia. The third element that is totally linked to the climate is this fresh structure, this strong acidity that washes your mouth. So the wine, while being fruity, is also very, very, very fresh. And that's, again, is linked to the grape characteristic, but also to the territory and the land from where it comes from.
This is quite different. It's darker, it's denser, it's richer, it has a longer finish. What do you get from the wine?
By making this wine, what we try to do is to reproduce the emotion that you can have when you enter one of our booths. So basically you have our traditional berries, you have almost this wild element of the wild animals that can gather around, this the humidity of the floor that you can actually, the humidity of the ground that you can actually smell. The Taurasi for us is the reproduction of this, of our wilder and richer, I would say also, elements of our area.
The Taurasi has full yet silky tannins. What do you do in the vineyard and in the winery to make sure that the tannins are in proportion in your wines?
First of all, Aglianico is a grape that is naturally full of tannins. So in the vineyards, we basically don't do much, which is great, which is a lot, because many people actually interfere in the vineyard's life. We want to follow the life cycle of the vineyards and basically focus on harvesting at the right time. In the winery, we are a little bit changing our approach. First of all, in the crushing, we are crushing more and more gently and more carefully in order to reduce the extraction of hard or not gentle tannins, basically the ones from the seeds. And secondly, still in the winery, we are using larger oak or older oak, because Aglianico is a grape that doesn't like too much oak interference, and we are somehow rewriting the history of winemaking in our area. So going back to the past after 20 years of barrique fever.
While your Rubrato is meant to be enjoyed young, the Taurasi shows serious aging potential. How does the wine change as it ages?
Similarly to all other wines, of course, but what's peculiar to Aglianico, I think, is the pace. Up to, I would say, 10 years, in particular if you treat it gently with oak, as we try to do with the Taurasi, and even more with the Taurasi Reserva that is now totally in large oak. If you treat it gently, then for the first 10 years, I would say, you almost have no impact on acidity and the fruit, which is quite unique. Then, of course, the aging potential brings more of the, the oak sensations, less fruit, more tertiary flavors.
At what age do you prefer to drink these two wines?
I think we need to drink Rubrato between 2 and 4 or 5 years after harvest. Taurasi is a wine that we try to keep it at the winery as far as we can, so 5-6 years, in order to release a wine that is already suitable for drinking. It's not something too oaky or still totally unbalanced. But if then we can wait another year, I would say it's perfect to start. So start drinking after 6 to 7 years, and then drink until I would say 15, 20 years. There are very good examples of Taurasi that are 30 or more years old, but then it's more the fascination that plays. I would say that between 7 and 20, the wine shows its best.
Are there different dishes that you would pair with, say, a young Aglianico and a richer one?
Rubrato goes very well with, you know, simple meat dishes, so like a steak, not particularly roasted, because then it's better than if it's too smoky. It's better to get a more structured wine like a Taurasi. And then Taurasi or the Riserva or even the Serpico, which is our Aglianico coming from the oldest vines, is a wine that goes very well with more structured meat dishes with sauces like, you know, a lamb dish or even beef, but beef stroganoff, which is a great pairing with the Taurasi and Taurasi Riserva.
Antonio, thanks for joining me today and sharing these two wines that show how delicious Aglianico can be, whether it's young and fresh or rich and dense.
Thank you very much, Nathan. It was really a pleasure.